Hey there YouTube, this is Aisha and welcome to a book review, and this is going to be a review of Raine by J.C. Valentine. I received this book from the publisher in exchange for an honest review, and I gave this book 4.5 stars. It is a new adult book, and it contains sexual content as well as sexual violence against women. So trigger warnings for those who need it. I read this book in 2 days. I really enjoyed reading it. I thought the character of Raine was really well written. She's a young girl about to finish high school who naively falls in love with Cameron, who is the most popular boy in school. She's just your average girl. She's not hated. She's not loved. She's just a high school student on her way to senior year. And as the year progresses, her relationship with Cameron also progresses. And even though she's from a really strict religious background and a really strict family, she's decided that Cameron is the one that she wants in her life, even though her family doesn't quite like him. Cameron's friends don't really accept her. They welcome her, but they don't really welcome her. And one afternoon, I don't know about y'all, but when I was reading this, I wrote this in my, I wrote it in my review and I wrote it on Goodreads. I didn't know what the story was about. I just remember the publicist sending me a link. Did I want to read it? I accepted it because it sounded good. And then by the time it had come in, I didn't remember. I was reading this and I was getting anxious and nervous for Raine. I was very anxious for Raine. Because I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I don't know if today is going to be the day that's going to be a bad day. Is tomorrow going to be the day that's going to be a bad day? You get the fact that something happens. You don't quite know what it is. But you know that something happens that changes both Cameron's life and Raine's life forever. And, you know, you're watching, you're reading, and you're expecting these things to happen, but you're not quite prepared for it. So I read it, and I really, the emotion involved was very raw. The things that happened, the parties, the friends, the so-called friends, they were very well written in here. I liked the fact that even though Raine was the shy girl, she was not too afraid to stand up for herself, because when a mean girl tried to come at her, she went all in and Raine stood for herself, and I really loved that. In here is another character called Jarrett, and he is Cameron's older brother. Jarrett is the only one that still talks to Raine after senior year happens, after life happens and everyone's moved on, after prom. And, you know, she's gone back to being a non-entity in town because now that senior year is over and Cameron's actually moved on. She's gone back to not being a part of the crowd, and Jarrett's the only one who will talk to her because she appreciated his art when no one else did. And I really liked Jarrett because Jarrett was different. Jarrett was very complex. There were issues there with Jarrett and with Raine, but they weren't like overly dramatic. They were the issues that a regular human being would have, and I really liked that, the fact that they were flawed characters. There was moments where Jarrett himself had to really question his beliefs. He had to question himself. He had to question the things he was willing to believe and who he was willing to believe. And I thought his reactions were very realistic, because you can't just pick a side without knowing the facts, and you can't not know the facts if you don't ask questions. And Jarrett is willing to ask questions about the event that happened when everybody else is just willing to accept the story that happened. I really enjoyed this because Raine, as I said, was a really well-written character. I could feel her pain, her panic, her worry. She felt very, very real. She was just like any other person you'd ever know. And I ended up giving the book 4.5 stars. I'm trying not to give away any spoilers, but as I said, the book is a new adult book that discusses your place in life, family, how much will you ride or die for family? And I really enjoyed reading it. I really enjoyed seeing the growth of the characters and how much they were willing to do for themselves as well as for others. And I ended up giving this 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed reading it. I'll leave a link down below to my well-written review because I am more articulate in my review, as well as to links to the author and how you can purchase a copy of Raine. I really enjoyed the book, and I can't wait to read more from the author's writing works. As I said, Raine was very well written. I think that's all I have to say. I do have to laugh because there's a continuity issue. The character on the front is not the girl they have on the back, and that has to do with her hair. But yeah, when you get the book and you read it, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. I think you guys will enjoy it as well. So if you've read Raine and want to discuss it, leave a comment down below and we can discuss it here or on the blog. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and goodbye.